Why Lisa broke down loudly crying face. Untold emotional story. Loudly crying face. Before the world knew her as Lisa of BLACKPINK, she was simply a young girl with a dream too big for her small hometown in Thailand. She was full of hope but burdened with fears she never dared to speak aloud. Her destiny called her far from home, far from comfort, far from everything she knew. What the world sees now, the confidence, the poise, the magnetic stage presence, is the result of years spent fighting battles she carried in silence. From the moment she chose to chase her dream in Korea, she entered a lonely battlefield where every day felt like a test of survival. She was a foreigner in a new land, unable to fully understand the language around her, surrounded by strangers who are all fighting for the same dream. Her mother's voice, warm and familiar, became nothing more than a memory carried in sleepless nights. There were days she cried quietly into her blanket, missing home so deeply that even breathing felt heavy. Training did not come easy. She danced until her legs trembled, until her muscles burned, until she thought she could no longer stand. She rapped until her throat ached, sang until her voice cracked, practiced until dawn. But her biggest struggle was not her body. It was the fear that she would fail the people who believed in her. She felt the pressure of being the only Thai trainee, the only one who had left an entire world behind just to stand on this uncertain path. There were moments when she wondered if she had made a mistake. Moments when unfamiliar words pierced her confidence, when exhaustion blurred her vision, when the world felt too cold and she felt too small. Yet each time she broke, she found a way to piece herself back together. She learned the language, learned the culture, learned how to survive the loneliness. She turned her pain into fuel. She refused to give up, even when giving up would have been easier. When BLACKPINK debuted, the world saw a bright, cheerful, charismatic star. They saw a girl who danced like fire, smiled like sunshine, and lit up every room she entered. But what they didn't see were the battles she fought behind the scenes. Fame came with praise, but it also came with criticism sharper than knives. She faced harsh comments, cultural prejudice, and moments of crushing misunderstanding. Moments that made her question her place not only in the industry, but in the world. Behind her smile lived a quiet heartbreak. She often hid her tears because she wanted to protect the people who loved her. She didn't want fans to worry. She didn't want her family to feel her struggles. She carried her pain alone, the way people who are always strong are expected to. But the weight grew heavy. There came a night during a long tour when she found herself sitting alone in a dark hotel room, exhausted from pretending to be okay. For the first time, she let herself break. And in that moment, she realized she could no longer hold everything inside. Her turning point came when she finally opened up to her fellow members. She allowed herself to be vulnerable with the people who had walked beside her from the beginning. They listened. They understood. And for the first time, she did not feel alone. That night became the quiet rebirth of Lisa. Not the idol, not the performer, but the human being who deserved love, rest, and forgiveness. As she continued her journey, she began to find new strength in her roots. She embraced her identity as a Thai artist in a global industry, inspiring millions of young people across Southeast Asia who saw themselves in her. Her solo projects became a reflection of her reclaimed power. Fierce, unapologetic, breathtaking. She danced with a fire shaped by every tear she had shed in secret. Her future now stretches wider than she ever imagined. She dreams of building her own creative empire. Music, dance, fashion, global collaborations, and projects that uplift young artists from underrepresented backgrounds. She wants to return to Thailand more often, to give back to the place that shaped her spirit. She wants to create art that speaks to those who feel lost, alone, or misunderstood. Lisa's story is not one of perfection. It is one of perseverance. It is about a girl who left home to chase a dream and discovered her strength in the shadows she walked through. It is about rising every time the world pushes you down. It is about healing quietly, loving deeply, and shining even when the world tries to dim your light. Today, when fans see her smile, they see more than beauty, they see survival. They see the courage of someone who refused to break, even when breaking felt inevitable. They see a heart that has learned to turn loneliness into connection, fear into fuel, pain into power. Lisa is not just a global superstar. She is living proof that no darkness can stop the rise of a soul that is meant to shine. And as she walks forward into her bright future, one thing is certain. Her journey is far from over. It is only beginning.